Hello and welcome to this edition of Fight TV. I'm your host, Brad Swanson, and we're coming to you from inside the Florida Capitol during the 2022 committee weeks. We are joined by Frank Walker of the Florida Chamber. Frank, you guys lead the business community, the voice of the business community across the state of Florida. How do you bring that community together to then advocate to the legislative session?
Well, a big part of it is our annual meeting, the Future of Florida Forum, down in Orlando. That's going to be next week, October 27th and October 28th. We're going to have not only the governor, multiple members of the cabinet, Senate and House leadership, but most importantly, business leaders across every industry sector and portion of the economy together to talk about not just the challenges of today, but the opportunities of tomorrow across the 6 pillars.
Yeah, when you think about that, it is so vast, Florida's economy. Obviously, we have our 3 staple core economic development pillars: tourism, construction, and our agriculture communities. But Florida's economy is so diverse and so advanced. You know, I think from my experience, seeing all the business leaders from across the globe coming to Florida and coming to that forum, what's the number one takeaway you think business leaders will take away from F3 this year?
Well, I think they'll take away the fact that Florida's got economic momentum and a lot of other states don't. When it comes to competitiveness, we've really seen the legislature and the governor step up, put wind behind the business community's back to do what they do best, which is create jobs, reinvest in their companies, and hire more Floridians. Florida is leading the nation on just a host of different issues, from education to our tax and regulatory climate, the innovation that we're seeing in different sectors coming out of the recession is just extraordinary, and the networking opportunities for those business leaders to compare best practices and talk about the future is really kind of one of the cornerstones of that event.
So when we think about that's the good news of Florida's economy, but we know there are still enemies of free enterprise. Sure. And we think about taxation and regulation and what's happening with the federal government. The union opposition to free enterprise. We're not in the clear yet, are we? Because those wars go on, and that's why the business community needs to get in.
Hardly. Florida's doing a lot of things right. One of the things that we're not doing right is our bottom 5 legal climate. We're going to have an all-star panel discussion on taking on the trial lawyers on the first day of programming. I think that as you see the competitiveness of the state, that's really one of the anchors, our bottom 5 legal climate, that's holding us back from our full potential. But there are certainly those that are not fans of free enterprise. We poll regularly socialism versus capitalism, and the next generation is not as enthusiastic or as aware of the benefits of a vibrant business community. And that's part of what we do at this event, is to try and talk about where Florida can go and where it shouldn't.
Yeah. Well, Frank, thanks to you, thanks to Mark, thanks to the entire enormous team at the Florida Chamber for being on the absolute front line of fighting for free enterprise. Keep up the great work, and anytime Fight TV can help you guys in your fight for free enterprise, please let us know.
Absolutely. Great partners. Wouldn't want to be with anybody else today. Thanks, Brad.
Thanks for coming on, Frank. That's all the time we have for this episode of Fight TV. Make sure you hit us up on our social media feeds for more interviews like this one, and for now, thanks for tuning in.